it is contradictory. India, everything about this country is contradictory. So when I make a generalized question on any one issue, it's really contradicted the very next moment. I always say India is like the sari. It reveals all and yet it hides all. And it's a flowing, unstitched garment which can be molded and functionally used in a number of ways. And that's what India is really about. You cover it, you uncover it, you can tie it in different ways. You can really imagine India in these very complex and very, very varied ways. And each one of us, and I think this is aligned to the idea of Hinduism as a whole, because Hinduism is not really a religion, it's an experience. There's a very famous American scholar, an interfaith scholar teaching at Harvard called Dr. Diana Eck. And she has written this book called From Bosman to Banaras. And it's really a metaphorical journey from the Christian world to the Hindu world. Her argument is that Hinduism is not polytheism. It is very much a monotheistic idea of religion. And the reason she says this is that each one of us has a personal journey by which we realize the cosmic reality. So it is one reality where all of us are walking and trying to reveal to ourselves. So ultimately, the various 20 million gods you come across in India are perceptions of the audience they have with the cosmic reality. One cosmic reality. Then the idea comes that the idea of the female energy, the yin and the yang idea. And this one particular temple is after the great mother goddess, one of the manifestations called Kali. And the concept of the great mother or goddess was born in, as usual, an epic where the gods are being challenged by the demons and they're being defeated. And each one of them lend their female energy to create a super woman. And that is the idea of the great mother goddess in this country. So all the energies say from Brahma, the creator, becomes Brahmani. The energy from the preserver called Vishnu becomes Vaishnavi. The energy from the king of God, almost parallel to the idea of Zeus in the Greek mythology, is a god called Indra, who is also the rain god. His female energy becomes Indrani. And so come all the energies to create the super woman. In a country where it is known for persecution of widows, female infanticide, widow burning, and female feticide, this whole idea of the overarching eminence of the mother goddess seems to be contradictory. Tantricism is a body, Tantra means a manual. Tantricism is a body of knowledge, and here I'd like to give you a very simplified version of beliefs, which I'll try to create a very simple idea of understanding. You have man, you have the question of existence. Right in the beginnings of the history of religion, you have the idea of understanding existence in tandem with nature. So wherever you go, you have the worship of the nature. So the easiest thing then becomes to create anthropomorphic forms or human forms out of every idea which has an esoteric, abstract concept. For instance, the idea of wealth, the idea of struggle, the idea of preservation, the idea of creation, they all get a human form. The moment you create a human form, even though you and I may not be educated in religion, we can identify with that form. So you create that form and everybody has a personal deity, everybody has a family deity, etc., etc. And you personalize that idea of the abstract. You start disintegrating that form into abstracts. And that breaking into the abstract is the method of Tantra, where you have geometrical understanding of the idea in the form of mandalas in Buddhism or yantras. The mapping of that idea, you recite hymns, and through the sound and this geometry which you are supposed to be creating within. So this is just one of the manifestations. In Hinduism, you never say you go to the temple, you say you go to do darshan. Darshan means an audience. So the whole motive, of course, you are really completely boggled by the fact that people are jostling there, unlike a mosque or a church where you are given the space of being in a sanctuary, being in a quiet, being in a retreat. That doesn't happen in the Hindu temple. As you've seen, the functionality is really the audience of that reality, and so the eyes become the most important part of your pilgrimage in the visit to the temple.
जय कालका मैया की जय।